A cosmic war is about to break out in the Marvel Universe as emperors are being assassinated. This is Imperial, a new series for Marvel Comics. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Imperial number 1. This is a new book from Marvel Comics. This is written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Iban Coelho and Federico Vincentini, colors by Federico Blee, letters by Corey Petit. We have a beautiful cover by Marco Cicchetto and Marte Gracia for the main cover. This is a very, very interesting story. So let me give you a quick synopsis, then we'll get into some of the stuff that happened, and I'll talk more about this new Marvel event. Marvel presents a sweeping Marvel cosmic event, Imperial, a story of intrigue, mysteries, and war, which takes place against the backdrop of the formation of a new galactic order in the Marvel Universe, featuring Hulks, Black Panthers, Novas, Guardians, Cosmic Kings and Queens. It is a must-read book of the summer. And let me tell you, I am very, very intrigued, especially after this first issue. I really love the way that Jonathan Hickman is kind of setting this up as a big, gigantic space opera, almost feels like. This broken up into 4 different chapters, and we arrive back in New Sakaar, the new planet. After, of course, if you remember from Planet Hulk, after the destruction of all that, where the Hulk's son has been assassinated. Now he is an emperor of this planet, and is now in charge of all this and in charge of all these people, and also part of this new galactic alliance. But as after his assassination, the Hulk, Jen Walters, and Amadeus Cho, they all show up as the World Breaker returns to Sakaar. And it just kicks off a whole sequence of events. We end up finding out that there are other emperors that have been assassinated, but we don't know who or why. And the story just kind of evolves from there. It's really cool. We get to see a lot of characters from the Marvel Cosmic, like Peter Quill. We get to see Richard Rider Nova. We get to see, of course, the Shi'ar, the Skrulls, the Kree, like everyone that you're usually involved with. So after the events of Empire, things seem to be a little bit stable in the Marvel universe. I wouldn't say you have to read Empire for this to make sense, but it does give you a picture of what's going on in the cosmic side of things in Marvel universe. But this is just kind of like a big murder mystery involved with a big war. There's definitely some forces in the shadows kind of pulling all the strings, and this is very clear in the first opening pages and the closing of the book, which I think Jonathan Hickman's really good at, planting a mystery, planting some seeds. So I really like that. Now, as far as artists, I think Ivan Coelho and Federico Vincentini do such a bang up job. This is an oversized book. It's about 50 pages long. So you're definitely getting a lot of story, a lot of big setup. Like I mentioned, this is broken up into chapters. But whether it's a scene of the Hulks arriving on the planet, which the art team is just, they did some really cool designs or redesigns for a lot of these characters. I think Amadeus Cho as Brawn looks great, very different from Hulk. And then of course Jen Walters, they have to dress all kind of like in the Sakaar formal attire as they are ambassadors to this planet. And then just seeing all these alien races and everything that's going on. I think the Marvel Cosmic has always invited a lot of room for artists to really just go all out with design and creativity. And then, of course, we have these massive action sequences, but also these more like slower political scenes that are evolving where people are just talking and the tension kind of builds. And I think it's all done very, very well by the team. I'm very interested in what happens because we get to see a lot of people be taken out. There's a lot of tension here. If you're familiar with the Marvel Cosmic, you know that it feels like they're always on the verge of a new war because of all these uneasy alliances and these treaties that they have. But I think there's a surprising factor that comes into this. I was not aware that the Wakandans, the Black Panthers, had acquired or amassed so much power in the recent years because of the vibranium that they control, and how important that is for travel in space. So it's a really interesting addition to this, right? You don't have to be too familiar with any of it. I think Jonathan Hickman does a really good job at bringing in this world, building it, and filling you in on all the details that you need to know. I wouldn't even know what to recommend to read other than Empire, which, like I said, that's the last big cosmic Marvel event that sets up a lot of those things. So um, I highly encourage you to check this out. Read number one, see if it's for you. I'm gonna read number two to figure out if this is something that I want to read month to month, because it's pretty dense. There's a lot of story packed into this, which I love. But sometimes reading a lot of story month to month does get a little bit. I kind of lose a thread because there's so many other things that I'm reading. But I'll let you know what I think about this. But I'm very excited for Imperial. I think doing these videos really helps me retain a lot of that information as well, and just like all the cameos and all the people, like I love events like this where they just kind of bring in a lot of people that maybe you don't get to read on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's always fun to kind of travel back to the Marvel Cosmic. And then, like I said, this book looks amazing. It looks beautiful, really cool designs. I think my favorite was probably the Hulk. Just has this new design, which you probably have seen or will see in the preview art that's running around in the video. It's fantastic stuff. Just this world breaker Hulk is back, and he's pissed, and he's got the long hair because that's the way that he's in his normal series right now. Incredible stuff. Highly, highly recommend and encourage you to check it out. So, if you have read Marvel Imperial, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Let me know what else you're reading for the week. What are some other stories that you enjoy from the Marvel Cosmic? Leave us a comment, and of course, make sure to subscribe, share, like all those fun YouTube things, and stay tuned because we have a lot more comic reviews and a lot more stuff like movie reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye bye.